just so sometimes in this conundrum when you just question and you don't understand that when you do good for people, you don't understand why is it that people, it seems as though they don't appreciate the good that you do for them, or like why is it that it doesn't seem like it's that much for people. And sometimes the thing is you sometimes just got to understand, sometimes it's not about you, it's about other people. And what I mean is sometimes, it's an ego thing, it's a pride thing that people are battling, that has nothing to do with you. The reason why sometimes people will take you for granted and they don't see the value in the good things that you do for them is because they feel as though you're only doing it for them is because how great they are. They thinking in their head that like the only reason why you're doing it is because they are the sugar honey iced tea, and that you are you have to do it. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like you need to do it just to stay in their presence. Some people are just really like that. Like they thinking like the only reason why you're doing all this stuff is because how amazing they are. And if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be doing it. Like you would not do it to the next person. They don't realize that that you would do that for everybody, or you chose to do that. You know what I mean? They don't realize that you're making a choice. They feel like you have to do it. You know what I mean? And this could be a sign of just like again, it could be a sign of like just arrogance. It could also be a sign of like low self-esteem. You know what I mean? Like you would think it's a person with high self-esteem, but no, this is low self-esteem. And they will start to look at you in a certain type of way because they thinking like they're better than you. You know what I mean? Like they think that like you only doing it because you have to do it. You have to. You're wrapped around their finger. That they're so amazing in a lot of ways that you just cannot resist them. This is how some people really truly think, and this is why they might take for granted what you do for them or the good that you do in their lives. And so oftentimes it's not until when they get their bubble burst and like reality actually hits and you get up and you leave that people realize like, oh wow, because they thought that you did it because of how amazing they were, or they had you so wrapped around their finger. And again, this is not just romantic. This could be family. It could be at work. It could be with friends. It could be all over the place. So it's not just romantic, but people just think that they have a stronghold over you. They think that and again, I think it feels their ego. It feels their ego. And sometimes this also is because they do things towards you. And you might forgive, you might come back. And again, in people's heads, they're taking it as a weakness. They don't look at it from the perspective that you're trying to give people chances. They don't look at it from that perspective. They look at it from the perspective, the only reason why you're giving chances, or the only reason why you keep on coming back is because you cannot resist them, that you are weak towards them. Like they're your kryptonite in some way, shape, or form, and that they will always get over on you. So, but people, they tend to take what you do for granted. And another component is that again, even if they did something wrong, they looking at it as, well, you forgave them and then you allowed them back in. They think that you'll always be there. There's another component to it too. They think that you're always going to be there, that you're always going to do good for them, that you're always, and it doesn't matter what they do. And especially like if they've done a lot of stuff and you kept on trying to work with them, give them chances and things of that nature. Like they looking at it as, well, the only reason why this person is doing that is because I'm irresistible, or I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. They don't take it from the true point of view that you would be looking at it from. Like, I'm trying to give you chances because I know when I'm done with you, I'm gonna be really done with you. And people, they don't think that you even got those type of they don't think you got the guts for that. They don't think that that's real. You know what I mean? Again, they think that they got you so wrapped around their finger. They thinking that they're the best. They're your best option in every case. And they don't think that you're doing what you're doing because of who you are. They think you're doing it because of who they are. They don't realize that you would pick up and give that to somebody else, that you will give that to others. Actually, let me say this, because they do see sometimes if you were to do this, because if you are a type of person where you treat everybody the same and you give everybody the same treatment, to a certain degree, a lot of these people will see that and they will hate you for that. Like they will have a problem with you. You'd be curious why they have a problem with you. Well, they'll have a problem with you because it's like they don't feel special. They don't feel like it kind of like brings them back to reality that you're not just doing it because of them. You're doing it to everybody. That's who you are. That's just who you are. They don't want to see that. So sometimes they will see that you do it for other people, but other people, they will ignore that portion of it, and they just want to fill up their ego. They want their ego to feel good. So they're thinking like, oh yeah, I'm just better than you. And so when people be thinking that they're better than you, they will start to treat you even worse. They will treat you even worse because they're thinking that, like, again, that you won't get up and you won't leave. They're thinking these things, and they thinking like you keep on giving them chances. You keep on giving them chances. And the thing is, they don't grasp, and you might tell them this, but like, you giving them chances, because once you stop giving them chances, it's a done deal. Like, it's a done deal. Like, once they step over a certain line, once they cross a certain threshold, there is no going back. But people don't believe that that is even the case. They don't believe that that's possible until the day that it actually comes true. Now they're running around crying, and they cannot believe that you are not there with them, or you're not picking up the phone, or you're not reconciling with them, or whatever the case may be. Like, they're seriously sitting there shocked and stunned, but they don't recognize they crossed the boundary. They cross you. They crossed you in a certain way. Like it's a done deal with you. And now people will see your value even more so when you get up and you leave, from the perspective of, before they didn't, they took it for granted because it was always there. They had it. It was a constant, whatever what you was giving towards people, it was a constant. It was always there. But now it's not there anymore. It's no longer a constant. And when you're gone, the reason why it hits people so hard is because it's like a magnification as to what you were doing, because other people are not doing it for them. And again, they thought it in their head that you were only doing what you were doing because how amazing they were. And they don't look at it from the perspective you are doing it because that's who you are as an individual. And trust me, it's going to hit them like a ton of bricks when they realize that was just who you were. And not only do they not have it no more, now the next person is going to get it. You know what that does to a person's ego? You know how that breaks a person down? And it's not like you trying to do these things. It's just natural what happens. You understand? They realized that they thought they had some type of a stronghold that you could never go and ascend anywhere else, and it was nothing but lies. And it wasn't reality. They were living in a land of delusion, and in the end, they get that. They grasp that concept, but truthfully, it's still like they just lost out. You know what I mean? Like, they just lost out on whatever you was giving towards them, or whatever good you was doing in their life, and it's like it's no going back. And they're trying to scramble. They're now all of a sudden extremely humble. Now all of a sudden they want to give you praise. Now all of a sudden they want to give you everything they could have given you when you were standing right there in their faces. But it's to no avail. It's fruitless efforts that they're doing. And they don't grasp that. They thinking that they can keep on trying. They're thinking that they can come back months later, years later. They can thinking that they can try different angles. Maybe if I go this way, and they're gonna get the same results each and every time. And they some of these people don't even understand why. Some people, there's a good portion that will come to the conclusion like they just messed up. Other people, their pride and their ego can't take it. So this is why that fuels their attempts to get back into your life. Sometimes they would just try to get in just to reverse it and then push you away. This is just how egotistical and prideful some people are. They can't take it that you got up and you left and you meant what you said. They can't take that. But in general, it's like they thought that you was always going to be there. They thought they will always have chances. They thought that when you were talking and you was telling them like, yo, you better get it ready. You told them what it was, and people, they will laugh at you because they don't think that you gonna actually do it until the day that you do it. And then now all of a sudden they are nothing more than a victim. You are the biggest, evilest person in the world. This is how this story they're gonna tell other people, and they're gonna tell themselves this story too. But they know damn well deep down inside what it is and what they did to push you away. You know what I mean? They just really did not think that you would get up and walk away and stay away and be gone for good. They thought that you would be back. So this is like sometimes people will take you for granted, and they will take the things that you do and the goodness that you do for them for granted. Is because they think the only reason why you're doing it is because how amazing they are. They don't look at it from the perspective that you're doing it because that's who you are and you got love for them. And it's only when they realize when you're giving it to somebody else and you're no longer giving it to them, they realize the reality of who you truly were, that it was not just because of them. It was because of who you were that you moved the way that you did. You know what I mean? You gave the way that you did. You were helping people the way that you was. It wasn't because of them. It was because of them. It was because of you. And now at the end of the day, they got to lose out on somebody good. And that's just an L that they got to take and a lesson they got to learn. Some people will learn it. Others won't. So, but with all that being said, that really is not your problem. You get to move on to something better. So I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.